president, she effectively plans school fundraisers and community building activities. She is dedicated, reliable, organized, and always forever kind. We're so proud of her and not quite sure what we will do without her next year. I am lucky to work at a place where Catherine's growth and journey are not unusual. Winston is a school where we have so many smart, talented teachers who have opportunities and programs like Teacher Excellence, which help us to develop a deeper understanding of each of our 500 students so we can continue to help them thrive and grow. And now, without further ado, our main act tonight, Catherine Ojeda.
I've been a part of the Winston community at New York for 7 years. My educational evolution and journey is something that I'm extremely proud of, and I'm here to share it with you tonight. Before Winston, I went to a local public school in the Bronx. From an early age, it was clear to my parents and the teachers at PA City 1 that I was falling behind in my classes. My teachers did everything to help me, but they just didn't understand how to support me the way I needed. How is one teacher supposed to help me when there's 29 other students in the class? The school told my parents that it was in my best interest to enroll me in tutoring groups. After that, it was as if tutoring ran through my veins. Starting in 3rd grade, I arrived at school 1 hour before class started, along with a handful of others with similar learning differences. To practice decoding, fluency, and reading comprehension. Later in the day, I received similar support, but this time I was pulled out of class. While everyone else continued with the regular class, I was working on a different curriculum for an hour, and then I was expected to jump back into class without a hiccup. When the day ended for others, I had math tutoring at school and at Sylvan Learning Center, where I could earn tokens and get prizes. Fun fact, I got so many tokens that I won a full-size disco ball. While this was well-intentioned, I'm sure I learned a lot from this, the support was exhausting. Despite my extreme efforts and hard work, I feel like I was not improving. I wasn't catching up to my classmates. On top of that, the pullouts made my 3rd grade self feel singled out. I was embarrassed that I was leaving class and nobody else had to. I did not know how to answer my classmates' questions of why are you leaving and why do you need extra time, because I didn't know how to answer them myself. When that didn't work, they tried other things. For instance, they gave me extra time on assessments. When a test was given, I was provided with an extra 15 minutes. However, I often rushed through the test because I felt as if I needed to finish at the same time as my peers. In the event that I actually took the time I needed, the class would have to wait for me to finish. Even though the extra time was supposed to help me, it produced unneeded anxiety. Being one of the only students with extra time made me feel like an outcast. I was mentally exhausted and drained from being different. The traditional classroom environment in public school was just not the best fit for me, and that's when my family decided to send me to Winston. I knew from the first day of 6th grade that Winston was going to be a good change for me. Feeling like an outcast or feeling different did not exist within the walls of Winston, because every student here had some type of educational support. All of us shared an educational struggle, and that bonded us together instead of dividing us. I found comfort, and now I was ready to learn. In focus alone, I accomplished so much. My first year, we worked on basic decoding exercises. While going through the list of real and fake words, I was timed and motivated to beat my score. Miss Albert somehow made decoding fun for me, while also improving my resiliency skills. As years progressed, my teachers integrated other elements like reading, comprehension, persuasive writing, and research papers. Besides academic skills, I developed self-advocacy skills along the way. It is quite amazing how much I've learned just in focus. The content that I've learned in class also has evolved. In literature class in middle school, we answered simple comprehensions like, who is the main character of the book and why did this happen? Now, literature class is more analytical. This year in Lit, we read the book The Road by Cormac McCarthy and dissected the entire novel, evaluating themes, symbolism, and different character arcs. My middle school history classes consisted of learning major events. Now, as a high schooler, I'm using those prior knowledge to write thorough papers. Currently in history, I'm writing a 10-page term paper about how events in American history have led to the creation of today's Black Lives Matter movement. These assignments are not the easiest tasks to accomplish, but with the gained knowledge and skill from my years at Winston, I can tackle assignments in a successful manner. After reflecting on my journey, I have realized that I've changed completely as a person and as a learner. Thanks to Winston's Teachers and Focus program, I can proudly say that I have the qualities of a sustainable and independent learner: resilience, self-advocacy, organization, and time management. However, these skills did not improve overnight. A lot of hard work went into it. Winston helped me blossom into a hardworking, very organized, and passionate learner, and on top of that, I became a leader and role model for my school. My hard work and leadership roles have been acknowledged by the faculty and students. I've been an ambassador for 7 years and big sister in our Big Brother, Big Sister program. I also was elected to be this year's student body president, and I participate in open houses and speaking. And I participate in open house by speaking to prospective parents and giving tours. And well, I'm obviously here speaking tonight, so I must be qualified. I put all these skills to use this spring when I started a fundraising campaign for our senior project. This year we are helping Habitat for Humanity, but in order to be involved, we have to raise $5,000. The project challenged me to utilize my writing, collaboration, and communication skills. I started off by writing a letter to all the parents explaining our upcoming trip and asking for donations. After the letter went out, I brainstormed school fundraising events. I have learned that keeping organized and organizing events were way different. I initially thought it would be very easy for me, a very organized student, to organize a simple bagel sale in the morning, but oh was I in for a surprise. Placing food orders, advocating for materials, and gathering a group of seniors were all things that I had to take care of in 1 week. Despite the occasional struggle, it fell into place, and I was really proud of what the senior class achieved together. We are now only $500 from our goal. Support, I have accomplished and learned many life lessons that will help me in the future. I am prepared to take on my next step. I'm prepared to take on my next adventure, which will be college. I've been accepted to the majority of the colleges that I applied to, and I'm excited to commit somewhere soon. While I don't know exactly what's in the future for me, I am confident that I will succeed because I have the skills to do so. When I was younger, I struggled with the term different. I connected difference with disadvantage, but along my Winston journey, I realized that having a learning difference does not put me at a disadvantage. It's the opposite. My education is skill-oriented, so I don't have to rely on natural talent alone. I know many different ways to get things done, not just one. My challenges also help me because they made me more resilient than the typical person. Many people encounter challenge and give up, and I'm used to working through these moments. Winston is a place that taught me to be proud of who I am and how to embrace my strengths and my weaknesses. That is something that I'm forever grateful for and will carry with me in the future and down the road. Thank you.